This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good night, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for January 8, 2023. And in the news tonight, a woman escapes injury after being shot at in Manchester. Head of the Manchester Police Superintendent Shane McCullough has clarified an earlier report that said a woman was shot and injured in Davidton, Manchester on Saturday night. McCullough told the news that a woman was shot at while driving a motor car in Davidton. Her car was fired on. She wasn't shot, he said. An earlier report from a police source had said the woman was shot and injured. However, McCullough said the woman fled from the vehicle unscathed during the attack, which happened about 8:30 p.m. Portland farmer charged for allegedly stabbing his girlfriend. A man has been arrested and charged with wounding with intent after he allegedly stabbed his girlfriend all over her body in Duncan Hill, Portland on Wednesday, December 28, 2022. Charged is 28-year-old Quinton Smith, a farmer of Redhassel Road, Port Antonio in Portland. Reports are that about 8:30 p.m., Smith's girlfriend went to a relative's house to pick up her child when the farmer showed up and started accusing her of cheating. An argument developed between them, and Smith allegedly pulled a ratchet knife and started stabbing his girlfriend all over her body. The victim was taken to the hospital, where she was admitted and treated. Smith was arrested and charged on Saturday, January 7. St. Catherine North Police Division murder-free so far. The homicide-busy St. Catherine North Police Division has so far maintained a clear murder sheet. Head of the division's crime portfolio, Detective Inspector Stedman Bailey, says cops are keeping up the pressure on criminals. It was noted that this time last year, the division recorded 7 murders. For 2023 so far, the figure is 0. For all of 2022, the division recorded 146 murders. Bailey says that the police will continue to be relentless in crime fighting. So far, it has been a collective effort to get the crime producers and also to solve disputes before they escalate. We don't want to speak too soon, but we are thankful for the positive results to date. The absence of murders so far in the division has been welcomed by the St. Catherine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It is a great feeling within the business community, as each time there is a murder, it adversely affects commerce, said Chamber President Dennis Robotham. St. Catherine is one of 8 parishes currently under a state of public emergency. JCF stepping up use of surveillance cameras to combat crime. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says discussions are underway regarding further emphasis on its use of surveillance to combating incidents of criminality and violence across Jamaica. That pronouncement has come from Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson. The Police Commissioner was the first guest for the year on the weekly edition of the show JCF Now, aired on Radio Jamaica. Commissioner Anderson provided an update on where the force is heading regarding the use of the surveillance cameras. He telegraphed what he describes as a different approach to the use of surveillance cameras. Commissioner Anderson added that the systems which complement the surveillance cameras have assisted immensely. Over the last few years, the police force has been using digital imagery to detect and deter criminal activity. The program has also aided in the arrest and arraignment of offenders.
We use cameras almost routinely now. Apart from Jamaica Eye, we use people's CCTVs to support what we're doing. We're taking a different approach of it to the whole camera thing. We've had discussions about how we build out these cameras or the number of cameras in a significant way very quickly. And so more will be heard about this, but we also installed the monitoring centers that have been very effective in supporting our response to crime and tracking.
3 narrowly escape a serious injury in Mandeville crash. 3 people narrowly escaped serious injuries following a two-vehicle crash on the Winston Jones Highway in the vicinity of Greenville in Mandeville on Sunday. The crash involved a Toyota pickup and a Nissan AD wagon. An alleged eyewitness told the news that shortly after 11 a.m., both vehicles were traveling westbound when the motorcar was attempting to turn into Greenville. The pickup collided into the rear of the motorcar. The impact resulted in the car going off-road. The occupants of both vehicles escaped injury. Motorcyclist hospitalized following St. Elizabeth crash. A motorcyclist has been hospitalized following a collision in the south-central town of Junction in St. Elizabeth on Sunday. Closed-circuit television footage showed the motorcyclist colliding with a motorcar that appeared to turn into his path shortly before midday. The injured motorcyclist was taken to the hospital for treatment. This latest incident follows 2 road fatalities in the Junction policing area since the start of the year. The news understands that the victims are a motorcyclist and a pedestrian. The pedestrian reportedly succumbed at hospital on Saturday, a day after being mowed down in a hit and run. Fire damage at Henry's haulage put at $11 million. The Jamaica Fire Brigade has reported that the fire, which damaged a section of Henry's haulage at the intersection of 81st Street, Newport Boulevard and Marcus Garvey Drive on Saturday afternoon, resulted in an estimated loss of $11 million. Video footage of the incident showed the 2-story metal container engulfed in flames as the police diverted traffic. Emilio Ebanks, public relations officer for the Jamaica Fire Brigade, told the news that the brigade was contacted about 12:30. The cause of the blaze has not yet been ascertained. PSOJ calls on government to set a date for Vale Royal talks. President of the private sector organization of Jamaica, Mitri Siaga, is urging Prime Minister Andrew Holness to set a date for the Vale Royal talks with the parliamentary opposition. Prime Minister Holness recently announced that his administration is prepared to resume the dialogue with the opposition to discuss measures to tackle crime and violence. In an interview with the news, Mr. Siaga urged the parties to speed up the talks to tackle the issue of crime that has been plaguing Jamaica.
Well, I not only welcome it, but I think that the people of Jamaica should demand it. And I think that, as I said before, they should be going in there with no preconceived notions or any ideas of what they will or will not accept. I think they need to go in there to have a true discussion and negotiation about how best they can come together to solve this vexing issue of crime that continues to plague our people. So I fully support it and think it needs to happen immediately. And the PSOJ is willing to sit at the table in any capacity required to mediate and to help the process through to its end. Whilst not being able to find workers is an issue for many sectors, manufacturing, hotels, BPO. We feel that we need to start looking at some unique and different ways of treating with that problem. However, I am very bullish on Jamaica. I think that we are poised for greatness. I think that if we can get our crime situation under control and fix a few of the bureaucratic issues that we have, we're going to go far. And I'm not as concerned about this impending recession that people are talking about. I think our numbers have looked good. I think the numbers in the United States look good. And I'm hoping that we'll escape it and we'll have growth in Jamaica. I hope not. People need to be paid better in Jamaica. There's no question about that. But we also need to make sure that we don't put wages at a place that's going to make people lose their jobs. So it's a fine balance, and we have to find what's right. But if we can get our economy bigger, if we can get our businesses bigger and grow the size of our businesses, then the people within our business can earn more money. And that's how it has to be done.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.